Climbs up. There we go. Okay. Now we're up here. Watch out for this guy. Head off to the platform. Jump over. Take a couple hits to this guy. There we go. 3 hits and he's taken care of. Here's another one of those guys we just dealt with. Throws the boomerangs out. A couple hits he's taken care of. Head up the rope. Okay, here's a little bit of a fun part. Watch out for the fireballs and make your way over the little spikes. And head up the next rope. Once here, another easy room, because it's one of the boomerang throwing guys. Kind of a little bit boring here, dealing with like the hard. It's supposed to be the final level of the game, the hardest level. They're supposed to throw everything terribly, impossible to deal with. And you have a couple of rooms of blank. Now, here's a pretty challenging area, but to any type of veteran of platform gaming, like even Mario, easy to deal with. Spike, coming out of the walls. Thing is, if they run into you, it's not an instant death. It takes away health, but it's not even an instant death, so you don't, in case you do make a mistake on this part. Jump up, be quick on the last one, because it will come at you pretty quickly, but as long as you, jump ahead like a second or two, as soon as you land on that one before it, you'll make it to the top one. Now here's an easy one, just wait a second, they'll come out, then start to make your way over. Okay, now here is a long hallway where we have to deal with several of the first level bosses. And actually, this is the second to last room of the game. We have this one little tiny room, and then the final boss battle. Another one taken care of. A long hallway filled with many items to pick up, mainly just boost like points and stuff. Okay, one last guy here, one last of the first level boss. He's done, now we head down this rope here, and we come to this room. Now that whole middle area is full of nice little upgrades, but the one I really even going to get is that second one there. Gives us the upgrade so that I have the best whip going into now the final battle. And the final battle is really easy. Of course you gotta hit the candle to get the Dracula to appear. But stand here on the edge, jump, then duck. Jump, duck, and you can see how he shoots out a diagonal thing. Just duck when he shoots the diagonal. If you're quick at the timing of this, he'll be taken care of before he even teleports anywhere else. Now for the bat. Just stand on this platform right here. He'll go back and forth. He will shoot bats out, but they just go south, so they won't even hit you on the first go-around. Now on the second time, he will stop just right in front of you, but every time you're hit, you'll be able to take him out before the bats even get near you. Now the whole level shakes a little bit. You teleport out, and now we'll get to see the ending of the game, which is very similar to the ending of Castlevania 1. We have our main hero will be sitting on a cliff here in the distance to the right, and the castle that we just went all the way through is slowly collapsing. After it will reach its final destination all the way in the ground, as we see the very top of it slowly going down. Very thrilling watching this tower collapse. Once it's done, the staff begins to roll, and since this is a later game, came out on the Gameboy, which is 1989, we do actually have our correct credits will roll. It's not some fake credits or anything made up for the game, like the original Castlevania on the NES. So as the credits begin to roll, you can see why this is actually it is the least favorite of the Castlevania Game Boy games, and it's one of the overall least favorite Castlevania games, period. There's not too many ones I disliked much more than this one. Maybe Castlevania 64, I know isn't considered, very highly by many fans of the series. But I do think it fits in, as just a small little kind of side game. The real game of Christopher Belmont in this whole thing is like the second one. He's going to save his son in Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. So he has kind of even more of a point to go after Dracula. So that one has a little bit more of a grudge and more of a reason. This one was just kind of like the first Castlevania. No real plot going into it other than you're killing Dracula. But either way, it's not the worst game on the Game Boy, but it has a little bit high difficulty. But it's still, it's pretty decent for an early game. As we see Dracula emerge from the pile of rubble and take off, as we see he's still alive, thus leading to a few years later he will kidnap Christopher's son and hold him, hostage and force Christopher to fight him once again. But that's going to wrap up Castlevania Adventure for the Game Boy. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, I hope you enjoyed.